Hey guys, welcome back to some more AFK Arena. Today we're back over on the test account, and with the addition of the new Draconic hero, it's kind of crazy to think, but looking at Scion the Unyielding Wing, overall we're seeing him used in a lot of different places, so he is going to be a pretty big priority to build. But in addition to that, this morning what came up over on, that's right, the Floof player, we're going to go ahead and look at this. This is Haelia? Haelia, the Unwavering Light. This is actually Scion's mother. That is going to be a Highborn Draconic hero and is going to be the next hero that is going to be released in AFK Arena. So not only did we just get a regular non-Highborn Draconic hero, now we are getting his mother, which of course is going to be a Highborn Draconic hero. Want to run through the skills and abilities because this is the hero essentially in 2 weeks that we're going to see. So Final Verdict summons the Dragon Spirit, which deals Dragon Speak damage, which of course is going to be her dragon of her attack rating to all enemies, and enacts Judgment, which prioritizes target the enemy that provides the most attribute buffs and seals them, disabling the active skills they're using most often. So you're going to lock out people from this entirely. So it blocks ults and normal attacks. It says that excluding the ults and normal attacks. So depending on what they're casting, you're going to have the ability to lock out their abilities, which again, PvP is going to be super broken. The ultimate can be cast even if Haelia is under a control effect. While casting the ultimate, she gains immunity to control, becomes invincible, untargetable. That is what we've seen traditionally with these heroes. After the ultimate ends, she cannot use it again for so many seconds, deals Dragon Speak damage, and then when an enemy is sealed so many times, extra dagger is generated. Now, I don't know if the dagger is literally just a dagger, but we're going to have to see because I've seen it in a lot of different things here. So the Seal of Judgment, punishment mark, which applies to heroes that provide attribute buffs. Again, thinking of our support heroes, they're going to get wrecked with a hero like this. When using the skill, she punishes those heroes dealing Dragon Speak damage equal to so much of the attack rating, reducing the duration of their buff. Boss enemies will always have the punishment mark. And then you can see deals more Dragon Speak damage. The duration of the enemies' buffs have been reduced. And if more than so many enemies are punished at the same time, extra dagger is generated. Like I said, thinking about the dagger, that is going to be a damage. And also know, guys, that she is a warrior. So very interesting. You know, didn't go with the ranger this time, didn't go with the mage. It is the first, I believe, warrior that we're seeing for the Highborn Draconic heroes. So looking at Sinbound Execution, sounds really, really evil. Deals damage equal to so much of the attack rating to the hero, enemy hero or boss that has the most attribute buffs, and the damage ignores defense, which is huge. If that enemy is one that has dealt the most damage, an extra dagger is generated. The skill prioritizes target enemies with the highest attack rating. So not only are you going to have extra damage if it is the highest damage dealer, the highest attack rating is also the priority in there, which is kind of crazy. Then damage gets higher, and then the E30, which of course is the engraving. If the enemy is a boss, a dagger will be generated. For each dagger generated for the next so many seconds, all allies will inflict some percentage more damage and health loss to enemies marked by punishment. Of course, that is going to make this hero a requirement when it comes to boss fights, because if you can amplify the damage that your team is doing, this is going to make a really big difference. Now, the effect does not stack, but let's say this was 20, 30, 40% more damage to the target and health loss to enemies. That is going to be huge to have this hero itself. Forbidden Echo, now she inflicts more damage and health loss to enemies that have had their skills sealed. When an enemy's skills are sealed, she also gains a shield with the shield value equal to so many of the attack rating and plus so much of the enemy's defense rating, which means as the enemy scales, thinking of different formations, if the enemy scales and the power creep is there with the levels, once you start getting higher level enemies, you're going to get a higher level defense rating in there. So again, more damage here. When all daggers have been generated, duration of ultimate skill sealing effect is changed to so many seconds. So you're going to be able to lock this out for a lot longer. Pretty cool. We got to see where her damage is going to come in. Then, of course, we have the signature item, and then we have the furniture. Punitive final. For so many times the ultimate is cast, a dagger is generated. Like I said, we got to find out more about this dagger. For each dagger generated, she inflicts health loss equal to so many percent of the attack rating to enemies within a certain range of her, converting it into a shield right there. Permanently gains so many points of buffer for each dagger generated. This effect cannot be dispelled, so she is going to have that buffer ability. For each dagger generated, she gains a permanent Dragon Speak damage boost, going to make her stronger. And then, of course, the 40 is a lot of text. When all daggers have been generated, she enters butchery mode, and the enemy hero that provided the most attribute buffs will be marked, prioritizing marked enemies with high health. When the ultimate is cast, the enemy will be instantly slain. Wow, it is a Nara style instant slain unless the health is equal to more of the attack rating. If the enemy is a boss, it will take Dragon Speak damage equal to so much of the attack rating and will suffer so much health loss over the next. So pretty much it does damage and then a damage over time, which is kind of crazy, but there is going to be insta kill abilities. Wow, that is awesome to see that they are bringing that back. Then, of course, the furniture. When an ally deals damage to an enemy marked by punishment, she gains energy and recovering health. This effect can trigger so many times. After the ultimate is finished, the Dragon Spirit will remain so many seconds and deal Dragon Speak damage equal to the attack rating for every so many seconds marked by punishment. When the Dragon Spirit disappear, enemy marked by punishment will be terrified, adding in a crowd control aspect in there. I still cannot believe that she has the ability to instantly kill enemies. That is kind of crazy to think of this hero. So guys, this hero looks pretty strong. And of course, it's Highborn Draconic hero. They are going to make her kind of the top of the tops, very similar to the Awakened heroes. But overall, getting the heroes is impossible right now. I'm super excited because with the release of the hero, we will get the 50 Draconic Insignias, which will hopefully give me enough to build out land a little bit further. Now, there are a few other assets that we did see in here. The picture overall, this is the picture that was up, and I believe it was on AFK Inside. I seen it first. I don't know exactly what it came from, but looking at the design of the hero, guys, that looks pretty awesome. It almost looks like this is a staff that she's holding on to, but it almost looks like this is like the almost piece behind her. And this giant spike, I mean, you talk about a draconic hero. Those are the daggers that I believe she has next to her that might float, or they might be attached by some way. But I believe those are the actual spikes or the daggers that she is going to be using in combat. And then this, I'm not 100% sure exactly what this one is. I kind of looked at it and tried to figure it out. But again, those look like it's the daggers kind of in some sort of sheath or something like that. And then she also does seem to have another one right here. So a lot of daggers really ready to go within the picture itself. So looking at some of the other ones, again, this art is amazing here. You can see it looks like the Dragon Spirit, and I think that's what it is. I think this is the Dragon Spirit that they kind of talk about. That is trapped in here. And then the pop-up banner, of course, this is going to be what we're seeing with the hero being released. And we should have all of the details for this hero on the test server coming up this week. And then, of course, it's going to be launched sometime later, which is kind of crazy that we are getting another Highborn Draconic hero. But all right, guys, so that is going to do it for today's video. Let me know in the comments what you guys think about the new hero. And as always, thank you guys for watching.